News Channel 12 investigates the long wait to get results from the State Crime Lab in Raleigh. Authorities say it can take up to 2 years in some cases, but delays in processing evidence can mean delays in identifying suspects and bringing known suspects to trial. My co-anchor Val digs deeper into that backlog tonight in part one of her two-part special report.
Wes, this involves a lot of cases in eastern North Carolina. I checked with the district attorneys in several local counties. The DA for Onslow, Jones, Duplin, and Sampson counties tells me that he's waiting on results for 20 out of 25 murder cases. And those numbers skyrocket when you look at all crimes combined. There are more than 500 pending cases when you head north to Beaufort, Washington, Hyde, Terrell counties, and also Martin. And again, that's for all types of crimes. Craven, Carteret, Pamlico District Attorney Scott Thomas tells me he's waiting on results for 951 cases in his district. I wanted to find out what's causing the backlog, so I went to the crime lab to get some answers.
52 dead so far.
It's not like it is on TV.
Forget what you saw on Body of Proof.
Wrapping everything up in 45 minutes.
Is our generator gonna hold?
It's long hours and loads of evidence to process at the State Crime Lab in Raleigh.
We are currently on mandatory overtime, so you can come up here on the weekend and there probably will be someone working.
Forensic scientist Mackenzie DeHaan has been working here for 13 years. When you started here, did you think it was going to end up being so backlogged?
There just has really never been enough of us to keep up with the influx of cases.
Cases including toxicology tests to detect drugs or alcohol in blood. Which brings us to Amber Sandvig, the Newbern mother accused of causing a wreck in February that killed her 6-year-old daughter, Alana Garris. But that wasn't Sandvig's first DWI charge. 13 months earlier, in January 2012, she was involved in another Craven County crash. Sandvig's son, Blaze, was in the car with her but wasn't badly hurt. We obtained the citation for the crash. The responding trooper noted that Sandvig was, quote, highly impaired on medication. District Attorney Scott Thomas says his office submitted Sandvig's blood work to the crime lab to find out exactly what was in her system, and then the waiting game began.
In driving while impaired cases now, we have about an 18 to 24 month wait to get lab results back for those cases.
Do you think that's acceptable?
No, I don't think that's acceptable, but I think the folks at the SBI lab are doing everything they can with the resources they have available.
Accident debris still lines Bryce's Creek Road, and there's still this memorial set up in Alana Garris's honor. Had Amber Sandvig been prosecuted and convicted of the first DWI, she could have lost her license for a year.
And I can't help but feel angry with this mother because she did this before.
Christine Novak lives right across from the crash site and helps maintain the roadside memorial. In blood tests and toxicology, the district attorney says it takes 18 to 24 months to get those results back.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I think it's ridiculous.
Thomas says his office did ask for a rush on the results.
The rush request system really is not a rush request system because it just gets in the stack of all the other rush requests.
After Alana was killed, Thomas submitted a second rush request. About a month later, in March of this year, he received the results for both cases. He says the toxicology reports showed Sandvig had several prescription drugs in her system in the first wreck and oxycodone in her system at the time of the deadly crash.
Now, I will say when you have a case that finally ends up resulting in a fatality, they do move that to the front of the line. But my point is, it shouldn't have to get to that extreme situation before you can get a lab result back in a reasonable amount of time.
And here's a breakdown of the 951 cases still pending in Craven, Carteret, and Pamlico. Thomas says more than 600 of those cases are for analysis on drugs to test for, say, cocaine, marijuana, or some other type of illegal drug. Another 200 or more are for driving while impaired cases. The remainder includes ballistics and DNA tests. Now, Thomas tells me the only way to put a dent in the backlog is to expand the crime lab. Wes?
Big problem for the cause of justice in our state, Val, and state officials say they need more workers at the crime lab. Maybe that's clear. Some measures included in this year's state budget aim to do that. And tonight at 11, Val talks to the crime lab's director and a state senator from eastern North Carolina about those proposals.